Now, international condemnation continues to grow over the Israeli offensive on the Gaza Strip as Netanyahu is now pushing to take complete control of Gaza City in the north. In the latest Israeli attacks, at least 15 more Palestinians were killed, mostly children, in two separate incidents in Gaza City. While the death toll in the strike on Al Jazeera staff tent has now gone up to 6 journalists who were massacred there. Desperate scenes unfolded on Tuesday in Gaza City as an Israeli bombing killed about 12 people from an extended family in the Zaytun neighborhood, including a mother and her 3 children. But during the funeral service, the man and his family whose killed reportedly lashed out at Hamas for starting this war. In another Israeli attack, the authorities at Al-Shifa hospital said that a tent that was sheltering a displaced family was attacked by the Israelis, killing a couple and their child.
You've killed our children, Hamas. You've killed our children, Hamas.
Meanwhile, the deadly Israeli strike on Al Jazeera staff on Sunday in Gaza City has also killed a Palestinian freelance journalist, taking the total death toll of the journalists who were massacred in this single one attack to 6. Now, Al Jazeera has said that its staff were killed in the Israeli strike on their tent outside the Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City, including the prominent reporter Anas al-Sharif. The United Nations has issued a pretty stern rebuke, with the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres now emphasizing that journalists are civilians and should never be targeted, even in times of war. Now, according to the United Nations, at least about 242 Palestinian journalists have been killed in the Gaza Strip since the war began.
I can tell you that the Secretary General condemns the killing of the 6 Palestinian journalists in an Israeli airstrike in Gaza City on August 10th. These latest killings highlight the extreme risks that journalists continue to face when covering this ongoing conflict.
Now, in response to the escalating situation, a delegation from the United Nations and the European Union visited the Egypt-Gaza border to assess the humanitarian situation and to explore ways to improve access for humanitarian aid.
It is devastating. It is utterly devastating to see the sheer volume of vital materials sitting, oxygen cylinders, generators, wheelchairs, crutches. It's unbelievable.
The COGAT, which is Israel's coordinator of government activities in the Palestinian-occupied territories, has now claimed that Hamas is inflating the death toll of the Palestinians who have died because of starvation because of the Israeli-imposed blockade on the entry of humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip. Now, the Israelis are claiming that most of those that they can verify are people within Palestine who have died because of the pre-existing medical conditions. Now, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that he'll now only pursue a deal with Hamas going forward. That includes the release of all remaining Israeli hostages, while the American President Donald Trump has backed more military pressure on Hamas, claiming that it was not ready for a deal. Sam Mednick from the Associated Press tells us more.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has doubled down on Israel's new offensive in Gaza, announcing more sweeping measures than had initially been declared. Over the weekend, Netanyahu said that not only is Israel going to take Gaza City, but it's also going to take other Hamas strongholds. Netanyahu said that this needed to happen in order to defeat Hamas. Now, this comes amid mounting international pressure as well as pressure from within Israel to end the war. Humanitarians in Gaza say that there's about 500,000 people in some of these areas that Israel is saying it wants to dismantle. They warn of a dire humanitarian situation and that Gaza is on the brink of famine. Netanyahu said that he had a talk with U.S. President Donald Trump after announcing these new measures, and he thanked Trump for his steadfast support. But Palestinians of Gaza say that they are bracing to once again be uprooted from where they've been sheltering. They say that they have nowhere to go. And families of the hostages in Israel, about 20 of who are believed to still be alive, they say they worry that this new offensive could cost their loved ones their lives.